this an illusion or is it real? You decide.
It's your boy Kev coming back at it again with another podcast. I got with me my boy Darren.
Hello.
I got with me my boy John.
What's up?
And I got with me my girl Kayla.
Hello.
And today I got a theory on Stranger Things. And I'm going to probably be arguing with 3 people in this room on how Stranger Things is just
Hold
multiple.
on. Disclaimer. There may be spoilers in this episode.
No, there will be spoilers.
Oh,
there
yes,
will
there
be
definitely
spoilers.
be spoilers.
So beware. Spoilers incoming.
Yes. Thank you, Darren.
Good call.
No problem. I had your tattoo.
Because you'd hate to be the person that come across this. And
Yes.
So, I feel like everything in this show, watching it, just screams to me as a big campaign, and that everything is NPC based besides Max, Will, Mike, and then
Lucas, Dustin.
Lucas and Dustin. Now, here's the argument. So, you got what is it, Steve
the Hair Harrington.
Steve the
Fake
Hair
fan.
Harrington, right? Then you have what was the other? God, why am I drawing a blank on all these guys? People's name?
Eddie?
Not Eddie.
What are you talking about?
The brother of Will,
Jonathan.
Jonathan, J-Dog.
Yeah.
J-Dog.
And then is it Molly? The sister?
Holly.
No,
Nancy.
not Holly. Nancy. The older.
Nance.
I'm going with the older.
He's talking about the OGs.
Oh, Nance.
And then who's the?
He said Molly. No, Holly's closer. No, Nancy.
Yeah.
Holly comes later.
She was always there.
Man, why? I'm drawing a heckish.
Let's just go oldest to youngest. How about that?
No,
Shortest to tallest.
no, those.
Yes.
Those don't matter just yet. So
In order of appearance.
Dewey Decimal System.
Yes.
right.
Hair
Anyways.
Oh, shoe size.
Anyways. So the 3 are 4 because it's mainly Steve, John, and then Nancy.
Yep,
At
Steve
the
the
first.
Steve the Hair Harrington. Say it right.
Steve, Jonathan.
They were the
And Nancy.
3 for the most part. And then I can't think of the one blonde chick's name.
Robin.
Robin.
The
she shows
blonde
up with
woman's
Rock
name.
and Robin.
Yeah, she comes season 4 or season 3?
3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Scoops Ahoy.
Right.
Yeah, Scoops Ahoy. Was it called that for real though?
Yeah.
Scoops Ahoy? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of close to chips.
Yeah.
so the boys did start the main campaign.
Good job, Darren.
Yeah.
So
Genius.
Say brilliant.
No one could ever piece that together.
But yeah, we're listening.
Yeah. I'm starting to lose all my train of thoughts.
My bad.
Anyways, so the whole show is a Dungeons and Dragons game. So you start with the 4 boys, and then season 2 they start a new campaign. They add Max into it. That's when Max shows up, right?
Yes.
I was about to say
But I'm still trying to determine, was it 4 or 5 boys from the beginning?
it was Lucas, Mike, Will, and Dustin.
Okay. Sorry. So
And
the
then
very
Max
first.
shows up.
Yes.
Now, the reason why this is very important is because at the very end of the show, you see them put their books away or binders away, and it's just the 5 of them. So they're the only ones that were actually real in this whole story, outside of them doing a Dungeons and Dragons. Everything you see, all the brothers, the sisters, the Mind Flayer, everything like that is just NPCs, and it is Mike telling the story of how everything goes.
Right, because now you're saying that everybody who
DM.
did not have
Yeah.
a binder, so everybody that had a binder was basically the player,
Yeah.
and everybody that didn't was an NPC.
Correct.
So Steve the Hair Harrington, Nancy, Jonathan, their mom, the cop, all that. So they're all just NPCs.
They're all just
basically
NPC.
like World of Warcraft, like we were talking earlier, is like you've had some missions where it was all like, oh, I have to go save this kid or whatever, or go light a couple candles, or
Yep.
go kill some fucking insane demigod boss a solo and then win.
Exactly.
In 2 seconds.
So, and the reason I know everyone's gonna be like, oh no, you can't. There are some stuff on it that like I feel that points. So Elle, right? If
Yeah.
she was in a real relationship with Mike, and it's just not in a fantasy, I feel like she would have a binder. I don't think she would get away from playing Dungeons and Dragons with them because she was also friends with Max.
True. But
Sorry,
I do feel that some women don't like the hobbies that their man are into. So I think it might be a good, maybe they're in a good relationship where it's all like, hey, you do what you want to do for a couple hours, and then I'll do what I want to do for a couple hours.
And that's what it seemed like. No.
I mean, or do it for a couple hours so we can have some space.
But that's how it felt like when her and Max were hanging out and stuff.
Yeah, because
She
like,
did
be
her
real,
own thing,
this
and
is going off subject here, but I think in relationships you do need, like you guys probably do need your space from time to time.
Yeah.
Because that's just healthy.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be all the time.
Right.
And I'm not saying it sexually, I just mean like at the hip.
Right.
Okay, that still sounds sexual. In a non-sexual way, just in each other's space. Okay. You know what I mean? That's just, I think that's healthy. It's just space.
So the difference would be that they're in school, so I would assume that it would be easier for like middle school or a girl to do something like that with the boys and,
way easier,
her other friend than if they were like 35-year-old people.
Right.
Because then I would be like, yeah, I see where. So like that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like Elle was never really a real person because at some point she would have at least tried to do Dungeons and Dragons, and there would be a binder for her.
Yeah, and then they probably would have broke up. Wait, did they break up because of Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't think so.
No, I think they.
No,
more
he
or
was
less-
lying to her because Hopper told him to stay away from
Oh,
her.
right.
or something.
But no, I know what you mean. I could see where that could be. A
What's
thing
your
where-
thoughts, John?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a campaign?
No.
Why?
No.
Well, so like the writers themselves said it was not. That is the biggest argument, and I
Right.
agree with it.
But that could be a red herring, though. That could be a red the hair Harrington hair
Right.
thing.
Nice.
Okay.
Good way to piece that together.
Thanks.
Maybe that's his brother,
Probably.
Ooh.
Red Harrington.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll pop up in the spinoff.
They better.
Ooh.
They
Gosh.
fucking better.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
We're
that
gonna-
be something?
It's a whole different cast and whole different people and a whole different setup. So
Exactly.
maybe Red Harrington will pop up.
And there would have to be more clues and stuff that they'd have to find to know how the Upside Down was created. So they would have to have a crew of people in there. Definitely a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a guy that's going to lead.
Scooby Doo, Fred,
Kind of like Steve the Hair Harrington.
Shaggy.
Steve.
Yeah, and a shaggy guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe a
yeah.
shaggy looking guy.
And a smart girl
Mm-hmm.
who could do your taxes. And like I said, the other episode way back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to her? Like she just disappeared too.
Who are we talking about?
Dustin's like girlfriend.
Susie.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened with Susie?
Right. Where did she go?
Oh, she's still in Utah somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do they talk?
Mm.
Well, she's probably got married off or whatever. They're in Utah.
They met her after she helped save the world.
She was in like orphanage or something, wasn't she?
Here-
Or foster home?
No.
That was her real
Oh,
film?
yep, yep.
Oh, wow.
So her father's all like,
That's a lot
well,
of children.
here's my daughter for about 10 acres of land.
That's funny.
Good exchange rate.
Yep.
But yeah, so going back to it, I also think that at the end, Dustin is no longer wearing Eddie's rings like he was while they were in the Upside Down and doing all that since he passed. Especially if you have such a connection and feelings towards that person the way he did when he got into a fight with Steve. I feel like he would have still done that, and he would have had them on during the graduation as well. Because he did his
For sure.
his homage to him.
Yeah, I was paying respects to Eddie because that's what we were talking about. Is realistically, it would have made sense for him to have the rings on and everything.
Oh, for
just
sure.
to pay respects,
Especially
to
when
Eddie.
you're flipping off the principal.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so that to me is like kind of the few things. And then when they're fighting the monsters and stuff like that, they got like trash cans as shields. They have
Oh, like
spears.
the lids of the trash
And then we
can.
have a flare gun.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
And they killed
Did
it.
I'm gonna need some goddamn gunpowder.
Well,
Right.
did the flare gun get used? Because that probably would have been
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
Okay, it did get used.
When they were
Yeah.
attacking the mind flare, he was shooting at
And
it
they were
with the
shooting
flare.
flares at him.
Yeah.
When they went to attacking the mind flare, they talked about hit points. They talked about strategy on doing
How to do it.
how to do it and stuff like that, ambushing and whatnot. So to me, it just felt like everything just lined up. Also, when Max was going through the school, and she went through to the play, and she was like, "Now is the time to go through the curtains to get to where."
The other memory.
Yep. I would say that she rolled a net 20 in D&D terms. She rolled a perfect perspective check to
Like
see
it's
it.
guaranteed.
She's guaranteed to be there like that.
That's interesting. I think it's just, I don't know. I disagree. I would like to state from the get-go. But I do see your point, and you do make some good points.
That's a tough one. I'm on the fence though on 50-50
I could
on
see
both.
either way, but yeah.
Because one of them that we were talking about is at the end where they say Elle dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you noticed, what was her name again? I screwed up.
Kali.
Kali. So Kali's abilities do have a limit, a distance limit. Okay.
For sure.
So with that distance limit, so once you're out of the range, it's not going to work anymore. That's been shown a couple times in the thing, because the best time was when Sarah Connor goes up there, and then when Kali's Kali, when Kali, sorry, no offense.
Just say
When
8.
when 8, yeah. So when number 8 is getting her blood drawn and stuck on the thing, and then she's projecting the illusion to Sarah Connor's head. You know, once they get far enough
Oh,
away,
that she was there.
she
Yeah.
disappears.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
that's something which kind of weird though, is like the distance from 8 and 11, especially when 8 had a gunshot wound in her stomach. So
Abdomen, yeah.
like I was saying earlier, okay,
Who the
like
hell's
any
Sarah
of us,
Connor? Is that Terminator?
Dr. K.
yeah, Dr. K, that's the Sarah Connor.
That's not. Was her last name Connor?
No, that's who she played. I'm sure she has a name, but Sarah Connor is the one that counts because Terminator. But anyway,
I didn't recognize her.
so
John's
Kali,
like, hold
That
up
was
once.
bothering me the whole fucking time.
so when Kali is shot in the stomach, number 8 shot in the stomach. I'll just go with 8. So think about it. I was even telling Kayla and Kevin, okay, if we got shot in the stomach, we're not going to be doing jumping jacks. Okay, we're going to
alone
be
use our powers.
dying out. So she wasn't at her full strength anyway because she was bleeding out. You know what I mean? So even if she lived and they were able to do that, I just personally think there's something weird with that, because there's no way the distance would have been enough, especially when your guts are falling all over the ground.
Right.
When you're bleeding, you're
Yeah.
going to be a weakened state, so your powers aren't going to be at full.
So what you're referring to is when at the very, very end, when Mike was like,
You know,
the
crying and
sister,
screaming,
no, the sister projected and made it look like 11 was in the
Yeah.
upside down, but she was not.
But that's the thing, because it's just like, I know it's not stated the distance between the portal to the real world and where that happened, but that's
Yeah.
something that's kind of weird to me.
For sure. I do like to believe that theory, though, just because I don't want to think she's actually gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Even though it's all fake anyway, it doesn't really matter. But
well, I mean, like when they were doing their last campaign and they called in the mage, and they also referred to her as a mage throughout the whole series too.
yeah.
So,
But you can always relate real life to like.
I get
games
it.
and
I get
stuff.
it.
Stranger Things.
Right,
Exactly. Fucks with your brain, man.
dude. Yeah.
It actually does, though.
Well, I want to talk about some other stuff I was talking about,
Yeah.
so you can remember.
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
pop back up.
So now they're gonna be doing spin-off series or whatever. One of them's gonna be about the sorcerer's stone that infected Henry.
Right.
But that's the thing. Where did it come from? Because if it was an interdimensional,
Brenner.
Dr. Brenner, did I said that?
Yeah, when
I don't know, but I think it was one of his scientists that was like
Well,
hiding with the goods. You know?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: how did they get it from? I'm just gonna call it the sky realm. How did they get it from the sky realm or the sky dimension into the real world? For one, but if you noticed, the Russians were using a laser technology to open portals to the upside down, but Elle was able to do it just with her abilities.
Right.
So it does seem like there's multiple ways to get a portal open
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
So, but with it being way back then, because you got to think Henry's what? You would say, how old is he? Would you say at least like what, 25? Okay, so let's say you go back.
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying 25 from when he's at the facility before he gets put into the sky realm. So think about that going back X amount of years till he's a kid. So think about the technology. Would that technology have been existed for them to open up a portal with a laser even more further back than the 80s? Because that would have at least been in the 70s, potentially 60s, depending on his age. Because he was probably, what, 8 years old when he was a kid when he got shot in his hand and then the
Probably.
Sorcerer's Stone infected him?
Yeah.
So think about that, right? 8 years old. So let's just say how old do you think he is? 30? You gotta say he was
you're probably
30.
right.
You go
25
back,
to
it's
30.
almost 20 years. So that would be in the 60s. Would that technology have existed?
I mean,
See, that's a big issue.
did we go to the
Undercover.
But and then the other thing is the when they were talking referencing Star Wars, the shield generator thing. Okay, my issue with that is they said it was made from science, so that means that Vecna did not make it. So that means it had to have been made in
By
between
humans.
the time of Henry getting into the sky realm and then controlling the mind flare.
Well-
and then because if it was made from a human, then they would have had to have had access at some point to
Weren't-
get in there to make it.
so
The mind flare controls Henry.
Yeah, but the shield generator thing that they said was man-made, made
Right.
from science.
but here's the thing though. So my question is didn't they say the upside down is technically a wormhole?
Yes.
True, but
So-
think about it.
So it's
So it was
between the real world and the
Yeah,
abyss.
so-
Because I got something for that too.
I'm wondering if, maybe we stumbled upon the technology when we were testing things out and like we knew how to make the wormholes. We just didn't know how to go from point A to point B yet. So they were able to get inside the wormhole and build. But at that point, too, is how the hell are you building in the wormhole?
Right, because remember, everything in the
Everything-
upside down is 2 years behind in
Yeah.
the timeline. Because it's a delay,
yeah.
a 2-year delay in time. So, but the only thing with it is who made the upside down? Because think about it. Wouldn't Henry have been pushed into the upside down first when Elle pushed him into the portal that she made before he went to the sky realm? But he went straight to the sky realm. So that to me means Vecna had to have did something creating the upside down first, because wouldn't he have went there first? Because remember, the portals and stuff are adjacent to your location in both realms. That's why like the lake thing, right? They went the lake portal, right?
Yeah,
But
they
she
went to
opened
the
up a
bottom.
wall right there. And remember, the facility ground level, not in the sky. He ended up in the sky. So otherwise he would have went into the upside down already. So that means he had to have created the upside down somehow or something like that. But the point I'm getting at is then again, the shield generator thing was man-made by somebody. So what happened there?
So, well,
See, I want to see the play that's like a precursor, or like it's. I think it's supposed to tell the story of Henry more.
oh,
I think.
yeah, that's what I would need to know more of, but it really doesn't matter.
Is that
So-
like what I'm saying? Is that kind of,
ish, because you sound like you were about to say something, Gian.
Ooh.
Oh, I heard there's also going to be another little spin-off that shows in between the seasons, so like 4 and 5.
so like nothing
Oh.
happens?
Yeah,
No.
what happens in between? They're all just chilling at home reading books. And
Yeah,
stuff.
reading books. No, it's just D&D episodes. Like they're not. It's just them sitting at a table playing D&D.
Oh, another thing
All
too,
summer.
right? With Vecna, he didn't come into play until he came into real life in Eddie's campaign, which I think Eddie's campaign was just a guild inside their dungeon and their game.
Campaign.
I also heard that Vecna was a last-minute idea by the Duff brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Damn.
So he wasn't in the original script. It was just something they pushed in because they had like a last minute thought.
Interesting.
I like it.
So then
But fact check me. I don't know. It's just something I heard. I don't know.
Fact check.
Right.
Yes.
So Vecna, that'd be crazy that was a last minute thought because it seemed like
He's so layered, like
right.
like an ogre.
And every time something changes, it change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they still could have had that character arc there, but they could have added like the Vecna stuff later. So maybe they still had Henry in it. Gonna be what he was gonna be without getting like the mind flare abilities or whatever.
Got
But
you.
then they probably thought later, oh, this will be cooler for the show. Then they just kind of slapped on the Vecna part already attached to the Henry character. Maybe that's just a theory of mine.
Fair enough.
So I want to know how they got the stone for. How did the one guy got the stone in the briefcase that he opened up? Because see that
That's
I
what
would.
the play covers.
I think.
How do you watch the play? Do you have to go to
I
Broadway?
don't-
Like a
I
Broadway
don't
show?
know.
You just gotta look it up somehow, and then because it's code on YouTube where you can watch it.
Oh.
But they got it like hidden through its name, so that it won't get like removed.
I just want to see it so that I can understand a little bit more.
But like I'm saying, that the Sorcerer's Stone would have had to have been brought from the Sky Realm, I
Right.
would think.
So-
first,
The-
so that means, but that's the point I'm getting at with like the technology in this potential 60s being
Yeah.
able to even open a portal like the Russians did with their laser technology with that green goo. Which
Yeah.
what the hell was that?
Yeah, what was that?
But
what was that for?
Maybe it was
It's power. It's for a power device, so I don't know if it was nuclear or whatever.
Maybe
but
for the portal thing?
I was thinking maybe it was like the Demogorgon's blood or something.
And they were going to like
probably.
Use that to
experiment on
kind of
it.
like push to open.
But I never saw glowing green blood
Yeah.
from them. So.
That's true.
Because I don't know, it's probably something like plutonium needing 1.21 gigawatts to, time travel.
But I'm thinking that whoever discovered the time warp created the Upside Down, where it was able to, because that connected the two planets together. Probably figured out how to go in there. Guess build a town or building, and whatnot, and then somehow get a stone from there. Then find in a cave for a little kid, and then boom, he's now the almighty Vecna. And we get L through his blood, right? Because they were taking his blood and putting it into everybody.
But
pregnant
she
women.
is the only one that took perfectly.
Yeah.
Because all the other
Yes.
kids, because she was the only one that had his abilities. If you noticed, because all the other kids, it was like, I don't know how.
Well, Kali had her one
Yeah,
ability.
she had her ability
his
of the mind,
ability.
but then you had other ones. They really didn't go into it too much, but they were doing something like with the lights and crap. But I think Elle was probably the only one that had the telekinetic abilities.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you find it?
Because if you notice too,
Everything I
Kali's
found
blood.
says you can only see it in person.
Dang.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Trust me, unless it's took down, but it was on YouTube. But with Kali or number 8, her blood was actually killing the people,
Yep.
right? So it seems that Elle's blood is the only like one that would be good enough for healing properties and everything.
Right. For sure.
Yeah. That's true. It's interesting because like I don't know if I could be convinced the other way that it isn't a big Dungeons and Dragons campaign, because I feel like the way that is written would just be written as a way for you to like be able to sacrifice the mage at the end,
Yeah.
kind of dealio. What are your disagreements, John?
Elle was never really around enough to establish a character for Dungeons and Dragons. She was always missing a lot.
That's true. She disappeared completely between seasons 1 and 2 or something.
But you would say at no point in time that she would have been able to play a game that would mirror her powers.
I would say she has no interest in it, probably.
She's got a world to save all the time.
Well, and there's multiple things on that too. One of them could be how much spying was she doing on people, for one, because she could have been spying on anybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then think about it like that. She's never had a normal childhood where it was playing with other kids on stuff. So would you really want, and just I'll ask everybody this, would you really want somebody with that level of telekinetic abilities being a poor loser? Okay. I mean, would you really want to risk getting just Darth Vader lifted up and then just crushed
Right.
because she fucking lost? Because there's just a certain 8-year-old that I've witnessed who's a very bad loser. I would not want her having telekinetic abilities. Okay. I'd be fucking scared shitless.
That's funny.
That's funny. My only argument on that would be that she was a mage in the campaign and that she wasn't always able to be with them, just like Gandalf wasn't always able to be with Frodo and everything. He comes back at different times. He comes out back as more stronger as a white. She comes back stronger because her stuff. So, I mean, I would have to assume at some point she would have played at least once, and there would have been a binder. Because how do you have all 5 of your friends, your best friends, all playing one game about all of like the type of powers that you have and things like that, and you're telling me you wouldn't be interested to just see it once?
Nope. Ain't got time for that shit.
Because now going off
Piper's
of
got her training to save the world, bro.
Right.
right, yeah, and that's what I agree with John is going off of the basis that everything did happen and it was real. She was gone too much under hiding and everything.
And like, did you notice like during like the entire series they were like, "Oh, demigorgons are attacking. Let's stop and play a game of Dungeons and Dragons." No, they didn't do that.
But they did have it in every season.
But they didn't really like play. You only see like spurts of it playing here and there. Like, but most of the time they were busy doing other shit.
Or they were doing other shit inside their campaign.
But it doesn't show them playing the game.
I can imagine that getting attacked by like the one episode like 20 demogorgons, and then 2 days later you're on a campaign playing.
Right.
I'd be all like, "Hey, really?"
So, and the thing about that too is that their campaign, they played in the very first episode, he went and said, I didn't know it was going to take 10 hours to do this campaign. So if you think about it, if you only see little spurts and stuff, it's because that's the points of when they're playing, and then
it takes too long.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons.
And then at the end, Max says this game is bullshit. So she got involved in the end.
Yeah.
But
And
that
she
would
didn't want to play it.
Wait,
that
you guys never played Monopoly Go?
No.
Yeah, there's Monopoly Go, which makes Monopoly quicker, and then I know they got like a D&D Go. It skips out a bunch of shit, making goes quicker.
I mean, it depends on how you write your campaign. Like, I've done 2-hour campaigns, which was just like a side quest and stuff like that. It wasn't to do like a extravagant. Usually when you do a campaign, it takes multiple sessions. So if you're doing so like Daniel, my brother-in-law, he wrote a 4-session campaign. And in his campaign, he has multiple different ways to get into a portal area, which think about all the different points in the show that someone was able to go through the portals and stuff. I even think he said someone in his campaign can open the portal too.
Ooh.
So, it's just like I understand there's a lot of the arguments of like, why is everything else? But if you've ever played any open world NPC game like World of Warcraft, Rift, Warhammer, there's always side stuff going on. So like everybody has the same goal to get to here, but you can get to here through multiple different ways. So like Steve the Hare Harrington.
Yep, Steve the Hare Harrington.
The reason why you see him a lot is because wasn't it like at one point Dustin actually idled him or something like that, or one of them, like,
well, he looked
good
up
friends.
to him,
She
I
said.
guess. But...
Right. So he was like a protector in the game. Nancy was the older sister.
No, I just moved my feet back.
Oh.
It was chair.
So that's just my thing is like, I understand where you're coming from with the whole Els didn't have any time, but why then at points you seen her hanging out with Max outside of stuff or the boys and stuff at any time you wouldn't say that when she had her downtime hanging out with them that they would do it.
Well, maybe
Well,
when she's like,
yeah.
when she had time to hang out, she's like, let's not spend it inside in a basement.
Right. Unless
Maybe.
it's just you and me, Mike.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel for me, I still believe that it is a big campaign, and I know that I may or may not have changed any of your guys' minds, made you look at it in a different aspect and stuff. But I do feel like Dustin's character became more brave after he acquired the rings and stuff from Eddie.
Wait,
Which
time out. And you were saying because with the rings themselves, because you were saying Eddie being, Eddie didn't. Well, was Eddie an NPC at that point?
yeah, everybody but Mike, Will, Lucas,
Everybody
Dustin.
with a binder. So that being said, is because you were saying like Eddie's rings, where it potentially had like a bravery attribute or something, which is more courage, and then
more courageous and stuff like that. So like
and basically, and then was given to Dustin's character per their quest line, is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And then it boosted Dustin's bravery because obviously he flipped off the principal and had the speech.
and then he also attacked Steve for what he said towards Eddie and
About
stuff
Eddie.
We gotta
about
talk
Eddie.
about that too.
Cause like yeah, I could see his argument like, hey, don't be the hero, but I also see being the hero that he also gave them more time to escape as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So like
sure.
I think that Steve was completely in the wrong, but I also see where he was coming from because maybe he was also angry that he died as well. you
Yeah,
know?
because I know with Steve the Hare Harrington, he does kind of take like the leadership role most of the time. So losing somebody under your command or whatever is all military, whatever you want to be, never easy. Always a bad thing. So yeah, so with Steve the Hare Harrington, I do think he was wrong for saying that because being a leader, you do got to know your people under you, like their thoughts and their emotions and stuff like that. So for him to say that in that current situation that caused them to fight, because they were in the upside down when that happened, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like not the appropriate place to do that.
Right.
So
Was that after they saved Jonathan and Nancy? I don't remember.
no, I think it might have been before, maybe, or maybe that was in the real world. But anyway, but still, when you're having all this crap going on,
So it was before. That's why they got separated, and that's when they found the individual things. That's
Okay.
when Dustin found the
Oh.
book, and then wasn't Steve out
yeah.
doing his own thing.
Yeah, okay. But,
Yeah.
bad time to do that, though. But with Eddie, I was going to ask everybody, do you think Eddie was being a hero in that moment?
I do.
Because in my opinion, I think Steve the Hare Harrington is wrong for bashing Eddie. Because at that point, he was a part of your crew. And he never even had to go into the Upside Down. He could have just said, screw you guys. I'm not
Yeah,
going with you. But he
for
willingly went and said, I'm going to help out. Do
Yep.
whatever I can do. Maybe
Yep.
not much, but I'm there if you need me.
And he wanted to
So-
stop running.
Yeah,
That
and he
was
wanted
his
to
thing.
fight this head on,
Yeah.
and then he just met the guys too, and he's
Right.
all like, he could have just said no, and he didn't. So I think Eddie was being heroic, and then
I
knew
agree.
he was going to sacrifice himself
Yeah,
to give them more time.
for sure.
I don't think he knew from the start, but when shit was hitting the fan, he's all like, you know what, I ain't running no more. I'm going to give these guys the time they need. I'm
Yeah.
going to do what I have to do for people that I don't even know that well.
For sure.
So that was self-sacrifice. I think he was a hero in that moment.
I agree. I agree. It's so funny how fast he became such a
thanks,
lovable character. You know what I mean? Like everyone just fell in love with him.
And then
He's
his
just
guitar
crazy,
solo,
and
I think,
that
was pretty
epic,
good.
too.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
That was cool.
I feel like they should have never have killed him.
I mean,
Yeah, I do like that character.
They
But-
needed to.
Right. They did.
Yeah, it was the only way Dustin could get those rings to get the bravery.
Right. Well, I mean, like, think about it. He also was the second one to go through into the second land or the second planet, which is weird to think that the planet was coming down this way, but when they went up, they just stepped up into it. Right? Because, like, the planet, we saw mountain tips coming through, right?
Well, that was entering the upside down. The abyss is just the regular way.
Wait, is that what they're calling it? No, the abyss isn't the abyss past the barrier wall. Right.
That is the sky realm.
So it's
The abyss is the
normal,
sky realm. I thought the abyss
upside
was
down, and then the abyss.
Then
So
what
if
do-
you're already in the upside down and you just go straight up, you're going
right.
To the
normal side.
But
normal side.
then what do we call the space that's beyond the flesh wall thing?
From what way though?
Space.
No, but it was. But I
That
thought
was just still the outside. That was still the upside down. They just had a barrier around it.
no, yeah, but remember the car and everything got sucked out. Like there was nothing there. Nothing existed
Well,
beyond
'cause
that
it's a
point.
time. It's a time.
That was a wormhole.
A worm. It's
But
a wormhole.
but that's why I thought they were calling that the abyss because that leads to
Oh.
nothing. That leads to
So
non-existence.
that
Oh.
whole desert
was the abyss.
Yeah, was the abyss.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay, then
but I
we
guess
have-
They had, to,
to-
they had to bring it down, crash the tower into it, and then climb
Okay.
into it.
All right,
That
so
was the
then
abyss.
I'm gonna call beyond the flesh wall the void.
okay.
I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
refer to that as the void then.
So
Yeah, because it's just
That
like
makes
a hole
sense.
in the
Because
wormhole, right?
because that's nothing exists
Past
out
that.
there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just
It's nothing.
that makes sense. That they just climbed through and they're like right up. But I guess my confusion on it was just that you started seeing like the tips of the planet coming through at
That's what she
them.
said.
But no, but yeah, but I know what you mean though, because you're basically just crawling up. Because every other instance, it was like you were
Yeah.
going down. But let's think about all the entrances, right? So you had the one that was on the roof,
Yep.
right, on the roof of the trailer, right? So obviously that one you would
Yeah.
be going down
Yep.
because it was on the roof. But yeah, all the other ones, like what you're saying, is if it was in like a straight wall, you're just walking through it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And then let's talk about
Science.
science.
how the mind flare
Science.
just looked like a
Oh,
dead spider just right on a table, and they just took a picture and it was like, boom, this is it.
Perfect.
Also,
Well, it was because of his obsession with Black Widows.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, and it might have to be spiders. I hate spiders. I
And
hate
then-
spiders.
And then the next thing too is when Steve the Hare Harrington was talking to Jonathan, it looked like they were on fucking treadmills walking.
Yeah, they probably were.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
See, I
It's
didn't
you-
until he said something, and I was like, "Thanks
We-
for
we
ruining
watched-
the illusion."
We watched the last episode 3 times already.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, well, guys, we
one and done, dude. Get it right the first
No.
time. You
Sorry.
guys watched it 3 times. I've watched it 1 time, and I'm correcting parts of you.
Well,
Whatever.
you know how my mind thought goes.
Thoughts. My mind thoughts.
my mind thought goes.
I get it. Shut down.
Yeah, it shuts down a lot. It just zones
And
out.
plus, you can't visualize it, so
Right.
you're just
Right.
Yeah,
saying it.
Right.
it's like, all right, guys, we don't have permission to use the full studio today, so we're just gonna have the treadmills here and the background going. So just walk and talk.
Right.
But yeah.
Dangle the cue cards
But-
above them.
Yeah,
I did watch some like extra behind the scenes stuff and whatever, and a lot of the set was actually built from like
On a
foam and
treadmill.
stuff. No,
oh,
it was like a big quarry, I think they called it, and like it was just huge foam structures that made like the claws and whatever came out in the abyss.
okay.
And
So
it
like
took
more,
5 months to do.
so like practical effects. You're saying more practical because it was foam and not CGI /
Yes.
AI, right? So
Yes.
practical effects.
Yes,
If I can
I
find
appreciate that. The extra going the extra mile, like making it actually there
Yeah.
instead of just an illusion.
if I can find it, there's a meme that said they spent $500 million just to look like a Saturday Night Live skit. And because like the skit mirrors what Steve the Hare Harrington and Jonathan look like with the background of the did we call it the abyss, right?
Yeah, the abyss. Yeah.
Okay. And then the Saturday Night Live skit looked just like them.
Yeah, yeah.
The Saturday Night Live skit came first.
Also, does anybody have a problem with the way it took them 11 years to get this far? Then the battle was only like 4 minutes.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, we were like halfway through the episode. We're like, it's done. Like
Yeah.
the action's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like it was like a 3-minute battle scene. We waited 11 years for this.
Was it really 11 years?
It
I know it
was
was like a
9,
ridiculous.
It was like 9 or 10.
So
yeah.
we know that a little bit is to do with the writer's strike, and then COVID as well. That those two things kind of delayed it, let's say a year or two, but
Yeah, because I think season 1 and season 2 came out relatively
Quick.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't look too different. But then after that is when it, started taking a long time between.
seasons.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's because they wanted to try to make it more visually appealing while making it look more fake.
So its first
Here's
season.
the hater.
First season was July 2016.
Jeebus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
So-
but it takes timelines and events from Hawkins for 4 years. 83 to 87.
In the first season?
No, over
Throughout
4
So,
years.
oh.
the thing.
In the storyline.
So the storyline is so
Less than
apparently
the-
it's only supposed to be 4 years, and they took a year and a half off after everything was all said and done.
So they kind of didn't have a choice, is what you're saying, to go 10 years, or?
No. John just said it went. The timeline is from 83 to 87, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that means, sorry, am I doing math right? Yeah, that's 4 years.
Yeah,
So
4
high
years.
school.
That's
Yeah,
why they
didn't they
graduated
start-
at the end.
So the first. So
Oh.
season 1 is them in
They were in
freshman
middle
year?
school, though.
Right.
Yeah, something's weird because they were younger than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, didn't they graduate in 89?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
have to look that
I
up.
think so.
Okay, so the events of everything. Okay, so maybe that would then be the year and a half of them taking the time off if the events was boom boom. So they
Right.
must have
Boom,
been eighth. Well,
Boom,
because
boom.
Boom.
83 to 87. That's crazy. But I would love to believe that if they ever do another Stranger Things 2 and they want to bring the original cast back, I feel like Elle would come back.
Yeah, they'd have to.
They'd write it. Mike will bring the mage back.
But now, more questions we were saying earlier, which we haven't touched on yet, is Max was in a coma for, we said, how long?
2 years, right?
2 years.
So
So how would she have graduated? Was
the
a
only
good
way
question you
that
said.
would
So it was 83 to 87.
That's crazy. That's messed up because they were so young when that first started. Like,
Yeah, they said middle school. What?
So was their graduation just graduating middle school? No, they graduated high school. That cannot
Right.
be. There's no way. That's wild as shit.
discrepancy.
Math and see, campaign makes more sense now, doesn't it?
because they were so young. Like be honest,
Yeah.
they look like sixth graders
They
when
even.
this.
I remember them saying they were in middle school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah,
add
because
up.
remember, because that's why Lucas didn't want to join Hellfire because he was like, now we're in high school.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So now that we're in high school, I want it to be normal or whatever, blah blah blah. So
Not
yeah,
bullied.
so
Yeah.
they were in middle school before high
Yep.
school. So that's not mathing, as we've said.
Yep. Which also makes sense that he wasn't part of the guild of the Hellfire Club Guild. It was only Mike, who also became more brave. Will also became more brave. He came out of a closet.
Wait, he was in the Hellfire.
Yeah, he did wasn't it the Dustin, Mike, and
No,
Will?
I thought L and Will.
Moved.
Because Elle
Yeah.
moved in with Will's family and they moved to
Away.
California or whatever.
Yes.
Who was in the...
It was just Dustin and Mike.
Yeah, Dustin, Mike, and Lucas, but he backed out because he got into basketball and then
Yeah.
with like those psychotic cultist jocks.
Right.
So
Yeah, we've
they
all
move
known
away,
that.
and
Pulling
then,
everyone else in a cult.
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
they all come back.
Yeah, eventually they all meet
So
back up.
They do, yeah.
Will
Because
and them move back.
remember, Elle gets contacted and said, "Hey, we can give you your powers back." Because remember, when she didn't have her powers, she was in California. I think it was California, but and then they did the whole thing that got her powers back.
Okay.
So, and then after that, that's when they used the pizza people or whatever, that
Yep.
van to drive back to
Right.
wherever, Hawkins.
So they graduated in 89. So
89. So
who is
the-
saying this ends at 87?
Internet.
Okay, so the show itself says 89. So
Yes.
John literally just fact checked that on his phone. We saw the subtitles. They graduated 89.
Yeah. Wow.
And when we mean fact check, okay, we're talking, he had Netflix pull up on his phone, went to the part with captions, and it said it itself on
Did you really?
Yeah, you did.
on Netflix from the episode itself. So
Yeah.
89, we fact checked ourselves.
True.
Yeah, you guys were right. He wasn't part. I thought he was. Lucas was originally a part of it too.
I don't know if he ever was though, because he never really knew anything about Eddie.
I just looked it up.
Oh, all right.
I said no. Will was not part of the cast. He along with Max and 11 were the only core members of the party who weren't officially in the D&D group led by Eddie, though he would have loved to play, as noted by fans. While Mike, Dustin, and Lucas join. So he was, because he does
Okay.
say that he goes, we shouldn't do the campaign because of we're in high school now. We need to
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's like, we need to at least have a chance at getting laid.
Okay.
Right.
So
Even though he already had Max at that point. No, they broke up. They
Yeah.
broke up. That's right.
So he was all like, where all the redheads at? Woo, woo.
Woo woo. No, but I think the Google search you had before going to Netflix, John, I think it said there were flashbacks to certain years. So I wonder in the seasons. Is that a different one? Yeah, it's a different search. But I think it said there were flashbacks to different times. So maybe, yeah, because okay, it makes sense that they would have ended in 87, and then a year and a half later they graduated, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So that does check out.
yeah. You could do the 89 if they end in 87.
But then they should say that the show ends in 89.